has Linus's workload decreased since stepping down? It sounds like he has a lot less obligations overall. Thank you for the years of content.
What do you think, Luke?
No. Not at all.
Hi, LDL.
It's like, hold on, I'll give an example.
Oh my God.
Do you know that meme where the person's trying to fit blocks into a thing?
Yeah.
And they're like, usually it's like some new game or something on one block, and they're like, how do I make this fit? And you see them taking out the sleep block to put the
That's a
new game
Shen
in.
comic.
Something like that, yeah. It's just, how do I make this work? Take out some duties, input more new ones. Like, no workload was lost. I would even question, I think at certain points over the last little bit, it's been higher than it was before.
Now the new things are fun, so
wager.
they can take up even more space.
I don't necessarily know if that's the case.
I'm exhausted, guys.
Yeah.
It's been more work than before. A lot of what I've been doing is, I have a boss now, I guess is probably the best way I could put it. So I've always had a boss.
That was fun. Wasn't it literally Tuesday? There was a meeting where he was like, I need this thing. And you're like, when am I supposed to do it? He's like, well, I need it by this day. And you were like, okay. I was like, whoa.
I mean, the thing is, like, it's a weird dynamic, right? Because I pay him. So what am I going to do? Pay him to tell me stuff and like not listen to him? What's the point of that?
Yeah.
How am I getting my money's worth of that? Like, do you see what I mean? This like super weird power dynamic. It's like, well, I'm pretty much throwing away the money of him being employed here if I don't listen to him. So I guess, all right, yes, sir. Yeah, and I mean, there's some stuff that I've taken on for myself. Like I somewhat notoriously did not review our videos or watch them for many years. Ever. Yeah, I don't think I ever watched our videos. And which is why like a lot of them would have like blatant, especially in the early days, they'd be like missing audio for half of them, like stuff like that. Because I just hadn't looked at the footage at all. I've just uploaded it raw right to the camera. And lately I've been watching almost every video and providing detailed feedback on almost every video, because it's not that I don't know how to review a video. It's just that I find it to be, I find it does not hold my attention very well as a task, and I have found over the years that the better use of my time has been to be working on the next video. And that's just a mentality shift that as an organization we've been undergoing here, and I have had to kind of, I mean, I'm not CEO, but I still have to put on my leadership pants and try to set a good example So I've been reviewing every video. I've also been trying to convert a lot of those video reviews into SOPs, standard operating procedures that can be used to make our videos better in the longer term. So like here's an example of something from a recent one. I have like a doc that I put, it's called Process Improvements for Pre/Post/Production. So here's one that I wrote that I called Visual Intent. This example, there's a better look. This example is a dense wall of text that adds very little to what the host is saying. Nothing is highlighted, making it hard to parse, so it's not a type 1. It adds very little to what the host is saying, so it's not type 2, and it's definitely not entertaining, which rules out type 3. It also lingers unnecessarily. And what I'm doing here is I'm defining how our visual guidance should... or the purpose our visual guidance should serve. It should be reinforcing, supplemental, or entertaining. And we have to make sure that we're editing with intent/purpose rather than just throwing a visual onto the frame for the purpose of having a visual. And so things like this, I think, are in the long term going to make a big difference, but in the meantime are a ton of work for me. So yeah, no, I'm really tired.
Yeah, so that's probably not the answer that you really wanted, but
I mean, you know what? It's one of those things though where people see what they want to see, right? We've talked about all the comments from people, whether it's after
these videos are so much better now
that Linus has so much energy because he has a new CEO, or these videos are so much better now after the production break. It's so different. That's not necessarily the case. Some of the ones post-production break I haven't reviewed, and that doesn't mean that they're worse. It just means that I didn't review them and I'm not like creating processes out of them. So if you guys, want to see that, Linus has help on the executive side and he's so much happier making videos, then yeah, you go ahead and see that. If that makes you enjoy the videos more, then I don't want to contradict it. But, no, I'm tired. It turns out that my job is a job.
There was a while there when it was pretty common that Linus and I would play games after work. And now that doesn't happen, because every time I reach out to him, he's like, I'm working.
Yeah. My day yesterday started with calls, and then was an all-day AMD Ultimate Tech upgrade shoot. Or maybe I'm getting my days confused because the days have grown very confusing. No, this was Wednesday. Yeah. It started with calls. Then I had an all-day AMD Ultimate upgrade shoot. Then I drove to the office to shoot the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max short circuit. And then I got home around 10:30 or 11. And then yesterday was... Oh, man, I'm going to struggle to remember what happened yesterday. No. Wait, yes? Oh my gosh, I don't even know. What happened yesterday? Yesterday. Oh, yeah. Oh, we shot a sequel to the tech shop. We went through the stuff. Jordan, you guys have seen him, but he hasn't really said much on camera. He helped me with the all Team U gaming setup. So he co-hosts for the first time as an alongside co-host of the video, and we did dueling gaming setups. Can it run Crisis? We throwback meme. And we had kind of a fun rule set for it, where kind of like draft style almost, we each had to pick a category of product one at a time. So rather than just being a mad rush to go get stuff, we took Post-it notes and wrote all the things that you need: CPU, motherboard, GPU, power supply, all that kind of stuff. We had 5 flare items that we could put in there. And then at each pick, we have to reveal what the next thing that we're going to get is. So we both picked items in different orders. So that means that if one of us picked CPU, drafted CPU very early on, then we could get the first pick of the CPUs. But the other might pick GPU and might go for that. So it's going to be really fun video. So I shot that, and then I did something else, and then I had my badminton class for a couple hours, and then I went home and I reviewed 2 videos, and then I slept. So it's been basically like that pretty constantly.